Welcome everyone to the It's All About Journey channel. My name is Gaurav Pawar. I'm the founder and CEO of It's All About Journey. In the last video with Journey Master Dhara, we have discussed on basics of nutrition and we have found out there are a lot of basic topics on which we can make a separate podcast and deliver amazing and insightful knowledge to you guys. So here I'm back with a podcast with Journey Master Dhara and we are going to talk about macro and micronutrients here, where we'll be deep diving into what are the types of macronutrients, how they are beneficial for your body, and what are the micros and how they help you to become a fit and live a healthier lifestyle. Before starting the video, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, do subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon and share this video with your friends who wants to know more about nutrition and who wants to start their fitness journey with a boom. We have Journey Master Dhara here. Most of you already know her because you have seen her in a lot of podcasts on our channel. But for the new viewers, Dhara, please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, Journey Master Dhara here. So I'm a nutritionist at team It's All About Journey, and today we'll take a deeper dive in what macro and micronutrients actually are.
In this video, we'll be specifically talking more about macros, जहाँ पे हम लोग protein, carbohydrates and dietary fats की बात करने वाले हैं. Most of you guys must be having basic doubts about how much protein should we consume, how much dietary fat should we consume, if too much of carbohydrates or too much of sugar is harmful for body or not. So these are the few basic things which are very helpful and needful to become a fitter and healthier. So just shed some more light on macros, Dhara. Let's talk about protein first. Can you tell us a definition of protein and what are the benefits of adding protein into our daily lifestyle?
Okay. So protein, according to me, is the most important nutrient that you need in your diet plan. So be it अगर आपको weight lose करना है, gain करना है, maintain करना है, it does not matter. Okay, protein is something that everyone needs. So you should give importance to protein in your meal plan. So there are two types of protein. One is class 1 protein and one is class 2 protein. So class 1 protein is basically anything that comes from an animal source. So I'll give you examples of class 1 protein. So class 1 protein, if you're a non-vegetarian, your options can be chicken, eggs, fish, etc. And if you're a vegetarian, you have options like paneer, cheese and whey protein. So you have many options, so you can choose any of them. You can either have one of it or you can choose a combination of two. And you have to include it in your each and every meal, that is your breakfast, lunch and dinner. So it is something that will help build muscle as well as help in your weight loss and your fat loss.
So as you have mentioned class 1 protein sources,
Yeah.
are there any protein sources which are class 2 or class 3?
Yes. So this was about class 1. Now class 2 protein sources is anything that comes from a plant source, you can say. So that is your sprouts, pulses, legumes, soya bean, etc. But the problem is that you don't get enough protein from anything that is plant based. So abhi trend ban gaya hai कि you want to go vegan and you don't want to consume animal or dairy products. But you miss out the most important nutrients if you're not having that, if you're not having the class 1 protein. So yes, class 1 protein should always be given more priority than class 2 protein.
Okay, and maybe you just mentioned that class 1 protein source मतलब animal protein source होते हैं. So vegetarians लोग के लिए कौन से options होते हैं class 1 protein sources के, और उनको सिर्फ second class protein source पे ही depend रहना पड़ता है?
Correct. नहीं, ये ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, ये बहुत बड़ा myth है. Okay, so class 1 protein में if you're vegetarian, you still have options. You have 3 options, that is cheese, whey protein and paneer. And we also have a recipe book in It's All About Journey which provides us so many recipes that are so yummy as well as tasty and all made up of vegetarian options as well. So yeah.
So as per you have said, I feel like protein is the most important macro which human body needs. Not just for the professional athletes or the sports players, but for each and every individual who does the household work or like anyone. It can be anyone.
Correct.
Yeah. Then second macro, it's dietary fat. Now people have a lot of misconceptions about dietary fat and actual body fat, because हम लोग dietary fat नहीं तो body fat ऐसे बोलते नहीं. We always just say it's fat.
Yeah.
So people have a lot of doubts, like most of the people thinks that कि हम लोग जो पिज़्ज़ा खाते हैं उसमें चीज़ होता है, उससे हमारा बॉडी का फैट बढ़ता है. नहीं तो हम लोग if we are eating too much of ghee or too much of butter, उससे हमारा बॉडी फैट बढ़ता है. So is it correct or wrong?
Absolutely wrong. So people are scared of the word fat. So fat does not actually mean fat, ठीक है? So you have to include dietary fats in your meal. So अभी तो कितने ये ट्रेंड चल रहा है, skimmed milk पियो या क्रीम निकाल के मिल्क पियो, but there's no use. If you are drinking full fat milk, you are getting so much of good nutrients that your body needs. Same with egg white and egg yellow. So many people prefer egg whites over egg yellow क्योंकि egg yellow में fats होता है. बट वो फैट आपको फैट नहीं बनाने वाला. दैट इज द डाइटरी फैट विच यू नीड टू गिव योर बॉडी. सो दैट फैट प्रोटेक्ट्स ऑल ऑफ योर ऑर्गन्स एंड इट ऑल्सो हेल्प्स इन स्मूथली रनिंग. मतलब आपका जो भी बॉडी का प्रोसेसेस है उसको स्मूथली रन करने में हेल्प करता है.
That's great. So it feels like even dietary fat is important for our body. तो maybe dietary fats के doubts आपके clear हो गए होंगे. Dhara tried to explain it in much more easier language for you guys. So you should include dietary fats as well in your diet plan. Jumping on to the third macronutrient, which is carbohydrates, and maybe carbohydrates is also an important nutrient which your body needs, but I feel like specifically it more depends on the goal, what goal you have. Something like fat loss or muscle gain, and it totally depends on what carbohydrates you are consuming, in what quantities you are consuming. So what can be the definition of carbohydrates?
Okay, so carbohydrates is basically a chain of glucose which is made up of carbon dioxide, hydrogen and oxygen. So carbohydrates का main job होता है to provide glucose to your cells. Okay, so वहाँ से आपको energy मिलता है. But then again there are two types of carbohydrates. One is simple and one is complex. So simple carbohydrates is basically something जो आपका बॉडी जल्दी से absorb कर लेता है and आपको जल्दी से एनर्जी दे देता है. Whereas complex carbohydrates is something जो वो slowly absorb होता है and it gives you energy for a longer period of time. So obviously you should choose complex carbohydrates क्योंकि वो slowly absorb होगा आपके बॉडी में and आपको बहुत टाइम तक वो एनर्जी देता रहेगा rather than simple carbs जो कि आप जल्दी से कंज्यूम करके आपको वो जल्दी से एनर्जी दे देगा. So simple carbohydrates के example can be sugar, starch, wheat, corn flour, मैदा, etc. And complex carbohydrates के examples can be oats, brown rice, vegetables, ragi, jawar, etc. So obviously carbohydrates you can have it, but choose complex carbohydrates over simple carbohydrates if you're going for weight loss. And अगर आपको gaining करना है then obviously you can include a bit more of simple carbohydrates that will help you gain weight faster and it will be a healthy weight gain.
Now as you have mentioned, carbohydrates are the energy source for our body, और carbohydrates खाने से हमें energy मिलती है. Is there any other macro which can give us energy, or like there are types of diet where carbohydrates has to remove from the diet plan?
Correct.
So वहाँ पे कौन से macro से human body को energy मिलती है?
Yeah, so that diet is basically called keto, where we completely remove the carbohydrates and there you get energy only from protein and fats. So you're entirely on protein and fats. And vegetables भी बहुत limited हो जाते हैं because vegetables as well have carbohydrates. कम quantity में होते हैं लेकिन होते हैं. So बहुत कम vegetables like broccoli हो गया, lettuce हो गया, very less vegetables are allowed in keto also. So वहाँ पे आपकी body goes in a process called ketosis. So that's where you get your energy from, only protein and fats.
That's great. So there is one more macronutrient where you can get energy to your body. So it's not compulsory that you always have to eat carbohydrates to get energy. There is dietary fats as well which can give you energy, but I feel like that's a subjective choice or a subjective question and depends on the goal कि किसका क्या goal हो सकता है.
अगर आपको पता है कि आप अपनी लाइफ से permanently carbs निकाल सकते हो, then there's no better diet than keto for you. But if you know कि नहीं ये possible नहीं होगा, then of course low carb diet है. If your goal is fat loss, then remember that you need to have protein in a good quantity. You'll always start by having protein first and then you'll move on to carbohydrates if you're still hungry, because usually protein से you get full and there's no need of eating carbohydrates. वो बस टेस्ट के लिए कुछ लोगों को चाहिए होता है, कुछ लोगों के लिए आदत होता है, but you can always skip the carbohydrates part, and give importance to protein and have good fat. So whatever you're cooking, either cook it in ghee or olive oil, or you can have a side of butter with whatever you're eating. And eat your greens, of course, that is very important.
These calculations are 100% subjective and are gonna be different for all the respective human beings, because हर किसी का body अलग होता है, goal अलग रहते हैं, digestive system अलग रहता है, उनका day to day schedule अलग रहता है. So these calculations can be different for all of the people, but we are just trying to give you the basics how the calculations are. Now let's consider a goal of muscle gaining. If a person wants to gain some muscles, what can be the good calculations for gaining muscles?
Okay. So gaining muscle can be very difficult, and it can take more time than fat loss. I'm not saying that fat loss is easy or muscle gain is easy, but muscle gain can take a bit more time. So what you can do is, of course, इसमें भी protein तो you have to take in good quantities, because that's what is required for your muscle recovery. Okay, and a good amount of carbohydrates also. So you can include many things, like you can include brown rice, you can also include wheat, you can include oats. So there are some interesting recipes which can be made with protein as well as carbohydrates. And have your meals at regular intervals, because usually लोग ज़्यादा नहीं खा पाते. So have small quantities of food in a smaller period of time. So this was about protein and carbohydrates. Now of course fats को भी ज़्यादा importance देना रहता है for muscle gaining. So include ghee, butter. Obviously you know the examples of dietary fats. So that was about muscle gaining.
There is one more important nutrient which is micros, और जहाँ पे हम लोग focus करना भूल जाते हैं. Mostly we focus on carbohydrates, protein and dietary fats, but there are few more things which your body essentially need and we forget to focus on them. So what are the micros? What can be the definition of micros?
Okay, so micronutrients are basically your vitamins and minerals. Okay, they are very powerful antioxidants that help your body in carrying out different cell functions. So macros तो सब लोग फूड से कवर कर ही लेते हैं, लेकिन माइक्रोज बहुत बार भूल जाते हैं. दे लाइक क्यों एक्स्ट्रा टैबलेट्स लेना है, क्यों एक्स्ट्रा सप्लीमेंट्स लेना है. बहुत लोग स्केप्टिकल भी होते हैं टू टेक दो सप्लीमेंट्स, लाइक व्हाट इफ़ आई जस्ट लीव इट इन बिटवीन, व्हाट इफ़ आई डोंट मुझे वो लाइफ लॉन्ग नहीं करना है फॉलो, मेरी बॉडी यूज टू हो जाएगी. तो होने दो, इट्स ओके, बिकॉज दोज आर माइक्रोज एंड यू नीड माइक्रोज फॉर योर बॉडी. So even if you get used to it, your body gets used to it, it's a good sign that your body is getting to micronutrients and you're giving the body that it needs.
What can be the few basic and important micronutrients which we can have every day?
Okay, so some vitamins and minerals that you can have in your day-to-day life is vitamin C, D, E, K, and you can also have calcium and magnesium and zinc. So calcium helps with your bone density. Zinc is again a good antioxidant. So your body, it will thank you for taking those supplements.
Now maybe most of the people have doubt कि ये सारे supplements ही क्यों लेने, हम तो जो चीज़ें fruits and vegetables खाते हैं उसमें से vitamins and minerals मिल जाते हैं. So like what do you think about it?
ठीक है, फिर खाओ 10 नींबू हर दिन. Like if you think that is practically possible, then eat 10 lemons per day for vitamin C. So the point I'm trying to tell here is the food that we are eating does not have enough quantity of micronutrients जो आपकी body को ज़रूरत रहती है. So that is why supplements लेना is essential.
That was something amazing. हम लोग वो micros के ऊपर focus करना भूल ही जाते हैं, but I feel like जितना macros को importance देते हैं उतना ही micros को भी देना चाहिए, and that's how you can become more fitter and healthy. And if you are following a proper nutrition plan, or if you want to get onto the fitter and healthier lifestyle, I think you should focus on protein, carbohydrates, dietary fat, and as well as vitamins and minerals.
And water.
And water, yes. Water is also an important thing. So here we have tried to cover all the things related to micros and macros. I hope that आपको काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें अभी समझ में आई होगी. And also we gave some basic calculations, not up to the mark, but still just as I just said, just to check if you are going right or wrong. Maybe if you have any questions, you can put it in the comment box. Our team will get in touch with you to solve all of your queries, or we can arrange a counseling session for you. Thank you for watching this video. If you feel like this video can help your other friends or your family members, do share this video with them. And we are coming up with a lot of technical topics for you guys. Maybe we can make some video on detailed calculations for fat loss and muscle gain. So stay tuned for all the videos. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, do subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to like the video. Thanks a lot.